So today we are looking at the Kubuntu 24.10 beta version. So here is the boot menu of Kubuntu. So let me quickly boot it in the live boot. I'm running it on the VirtualBox, which is 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So Kubuntu is a flavor of it is a Ubuntu flavors, one of the Ubuntu flavors. So I already made a video of Lubuntu 24.10. If you want to check that out, you can check that out. So this is the beta version. For the stable version, you need to wait until like October 10th. So they mentioned it as like October 10th. Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavors of 24.10 will be available that time. So the booting process will take very quick because usually in my PC, most of the Linux distros will take like 2 or 3 minutes. But in the version of Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavors, so everything will be quick. So right now, as you can see, we have already the welcome screen. So you can choose the live boot or you can choose the install Kubuntu. So the Lubuntu was also booted up very quickly. So this is the good thing in the Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavors of 24.10. So I'm going to first choose the live boot. And as soon as the desktop layout is loaded, we are going to discuss all those things. So the Kubuntu has the KDE Plasma desktop environment. I'm going to show you the version and all the changes and all those things. So the 24.10 version is only supported for 9 months. So if you want a lot of support or the LTS one, you need to go with the 24.04 version of Ubuntu or Ubuntu flavors, whatever it is. So it is having like 3 years of support, and the Ubuntu has like 5 years of support until 2029. And others of Ubuntu flavors will be having like 2027. So it's 3 years of support. So as you can see, we have our desktop layout completely loaded. So here is our welcome screen. Before anything, let's first change the display settings, and we are going to continue with all the changes and all those things. So you should be seeing the Linux kernel 6.11, which is the latest Linux kernel. So let me first change the display monitor. And also the KDE Plasma 6.0 version has some issues in the CPU. So I made a lot of videos of KDE Plasma 6.1.4 or 6.1 version issues. So you should be seeing like a lot of CPU consumption. Even if you have like a good NPC, you should be seeing those issues. I tried in the bare metal and also in the live boot and also in the VirtualBox and also the VMware. So I always had the same issue. So here is our display monitor. So let's check the about the system. Let's check the version of the about the system. So it's a Kubuntu 24.10. So this is a beta version, and the kernel version you should be seeing 6.11.0-7, and the Plasma version is 6.1.5. So framework version is 6.5.0, Qt version is 6.6.2. Here is my hardware specs. So VirtualBox, my CPU, my RAM, and all those things. Graphics platform X11. So let's close everything, and also the welcome center is completely same, so there is nothing change here. Simple by default. Next, manage software, share anonymous users information. So it's keep always disabled, whatever the operating system it is, don't share anything. Click next. So I'm going to close everything. Let's open the system monitor and see how much of resource it's going to consume. So the one thing you need to understand that in the virtual machines, the Linux distro will be performing way worse when compared to bare metal. In bare metal, it's going to be performing very better, and also the user experience will be way better in the bare metal because it's a virtual machine. You need to understand this. There will be some issues like hiccups here and there, like a lag and all those things. So in most of the cases, 90% of the Linux distros will handle without any issues, but in 10% there will be some rare cases like a CPU issues and some lag thing will be happening. So in the bare metal, there will be way better experience. So don't judge by watching the videos in the virtual machines, and you shouldn't be judging like it's going to perform same like that in the bare metal, because in the bare metal it's going to be a completely different case. It's going to be performing way better. So that's the reason I always mention that you need to try it on your own. Don't just watch someone's video and judge the distro. You need to watch, you need to try it from all the aspects, and you need to understand from all the aspects that you need to see the CPU resources, and also you need to see whether the ISO file is stable or not, and also you should see like there is like bugs or crashing or apps like not responding. This type of things you need to completely You need to see all the 360-degree of the distro and get you need to decide on that things. Don't just watch someone's video and judge the distro, because there is a lot of people who make that work of the distro. So let's continue with the video. So CPU pretty much 40-50%, pretty much unstable right now. RAM is almost like a 1.4 GB of 7.8 GB. So the operating system, it says as a Ubuntu Oracular Oriole. The code name is Oracular Oriole, and it says as a development branch. And the applications running right now, so let it load. So these are all the applications running right now. And about the history, you should be seeing CPU pretty much stable throughout the 60 seconds. So this is the 60 seconds or a minute duration, and it's pretty much stable right now, but it's consuming a lot of CPU here, like a 50-40%. So I can't say anything at particular, because the graph here, it's showing like a 5%, and it's going up to like a more, almost like a 30-40%. But right now it's under like a 5-6%, under 10%, like that. So the process running right now. So I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner throughout the video, so you can see and judge whether to use this distribution or not. Watch complete video and you should be getting all the information. So these are all the resources or all the process running right now. Let's keep it on the overview about the KDE, and let's check about the system monitor. What is the version? The version is 6.1.5, and I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner throughout the video, so you can easily judge by seeing all the changes and all those things, and you decide. So let me open the Firefox web browser, and I'm going to go through all those important information, and you can see the CPU slowly rising because of the browser. So it's pretty much common. So let's see the version. So I already made a video of Lubuntu 24.10, and the browser version was 130.0.1. so that's the latest stable version of the Firefox. And there is also the 131 beta version, so if you want to check that out, you can check that out in the official website of Firefox. So you should be seeing the 130.0.1 version. So let's type in about support to get some browser information and also some distro information. So here you can see distribution ID as a canonical, which is unnecessary for the video, and operating system, it says as a Linux kernel 6.11.0. So let me go to the Linux kernel website. Just type in like a Linux kernel, and the first link will be always the official website. So this is the official website. So the version we get in the Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavors of 24.10 is the 6.11 mainline version. So here you can see the version, it's called as mainline. And if you want to know what is mainline, stable and long term, you can just go to the releases. And here you can see what is a mainline. And about the release candidate, you should be seeing the pre-patch. And about the stable version, you should be getting all the information here. And for the long term, here is the complete information. And about the versions, you should be seeing when it's end of life for the kernel, like 6.6 is on December 2026. Here is the release date. So if you want some information, you can just pause the video and read everything here, or else you can go to the official website. In order to get the kernel information, just type in like a uname-r, or else you can type in like a uname-a, and you should be good with the kernel. So let's continue to the browser. So theme is a Breeze. So you get the Breeze theme here. There is no such thing like a light or dark, it's just a Breeze here. And about the RAM, it's having like a 7.8 GB, which I already mentioned. I'm using 8 GB of RAM. Disk space is 3.7 GB, and it went up to like a 2 GB right now. So this is some browser information, so I don't consider it as important for the video. If you want, you can just pause the video and read everything here. So here is like a Mesa and LLVM pipe versions, and also here you should be seeing the same thing. Let's scroll it down. And the window protocol is a X11, desktop environment is a KDE Plasma, and here is the Mesa and LLVM pipe, all the information. And here is the monitor resolution. My monitor is 1920 x 1080, and here is some other information. So it's clearly unnecessary for the video. If you want, you can just pause the video and read everything. So let's go to the official website. Just type in like a Kubuntu. So instead of Kubuntu, I typed like a Ubuntu. So just type in like a Kubuntu, and the first link always will be the official website. So the URL for the official website is a kubuntu.org. Just type in like in the browser or the search bar, and it should be good. So this is the LTS version. So if you ask me what you recommend for the normal user, it's always a better option go with the LTS because it has like a 3 years of support. So the 24.10 has just like a 9 months of support, and also it is releasing on October 10th. So I don't recommend that 24.10 for you, but it's clearly up to you to decide whether to use it or not. So here is some information of 24.04. So if you didn't watch the video, you can watch it in my channel because I already made all the Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavors videos of 24.04 and also the point update also. When you go to the download, you should be also seeing only the 24.04.1 LTS, and other one is 22.04.5. And the supported year is like 2027 until April 2027. So you have like a 3 years of support. So that's the reason I'm recommending you to use the LTS if you want to go with the Kubuntu. And about the news, you shouldn't be seeing any beta information or anything because there is no such information right now. So I'm going to provide whatever the available information in the description. So the main changes right now is the Linux kernel and some Qt versions and all those things. So that's the reason we need to try on our own. We need to test all those things. We need to open all the applications. We need to see everything, and we can see whatever the changes we have. So let's first download the beta ISO file. So I'm going to show you how to download the Kubuntu 24.10. Just type in like a 24.10 and in front of that just type in like a beta. So if you want daily build, you can download the daily build here, and if you want the beta version, you can just type in. Here is already my videos like a 95 Linux video. So I already made a lot of videos like a daily builds. So as soon as the daily builds or whatever the ISO files are released or whatever the new Linux is available, I'm going to post it. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe because I will be posting 2 videos daily. So here I can recommend you to subscribe. It's clearly up to you. So I'm going to type in like a beta now. So here is the search Ubuntu 24.10 beta. So here is the ISO file. So just click on the Oracular Oriole. So it's pretty much very hard to pronounce, but this is how you have. So this is the link which is here. So let's open. So you need to see whether the ISO file is beta or not. So here is the 24.10 Kubuntu beta version, and the ISO file size is around like a 4.9 GB. So it's clearly up to you to try it or not. But if you're a normal user, I don't really recommend right now because it's better to wait for until like October 10 because you need to have like a stable ISO file. If you're a normal user, never go with the beta version or an unstable version, whatever the alpha, RC, whatever it is, never go with those type of things. If you're a normal user who want to use the Linux distro as a main operating system for like a worker or anything like that, it's better to always wait for the stable ISO file. So this is the ISO file. So here we have the ISO file downloading. So the file size is around like a 4.9 GB. So I'm going to close the download. So let's close it. So that was the downloading process of Kubuntu 24.10. So we got all the information here. So let me close the browser. Before that, let me show you also the system requirements. Like let's remove all those things. And just type in like a system requirements. So Kubuntu system requirements. So here it says like a 1 GHz. So this is not from the official website, but if you want some information, you can go to the forums. There are a lot of people who love to help. So that's the reason I always recommend you to use the well-known distributions, so people also can help you. So here are the requirements, like a 2 GHz dual core processor, 4 GB of RAM, 25 GB of hard drive. VGA or the monitor resolution, you need to have like a 1024 into 768. So in it's 2024, I don't think most of the people will be using this type of resolution, but most of them will be using like a 1366 into 768 or maybe like a 1920 into 1080. And about either a CD drive or the USB and all those things, internet, you need to have like an internet also. Recommended 3D acceleration. So this is the necessary, or it's also my point, it's also my answer also is the same thing, because you need to have like this much of RAM and also this much of CPU and hard drive and all those things, because it's 2024. In order to run like almost like a 60 to 70% of every Linux distro, you need to at least have this much of hardware specs in order to run every Linux distro. But if you already have like a low-end PC, you don't need to worry about anything, because there are a lot of Ubuntu flavors also. For example, like a Lubuntu and Xubuntu XFC desktop environment and LXQT desktop environment distros. So you can try whatever you want, so you don't need to worry about anything. So Linux is only for low-end PC also. You can try it in the new PCs also. It's clearly up to you. So there is no such thing like you don't need to buy a new PC or anything like that. So like a Lubuntu and other lot of distributions which has like a LXQT open box desktop environment and XFC, these are only for the low-end PCs, so you can try whatever you want there. So that's how system requirements for the Kubuntu, and also that was the some process of downloading and all those things. So let's close the browser and let's check some pre-installed applications which we get in the Kubuntu 24.10. So as you can see, everything is like pretty much, most of them are from the KDE Plasma desktop environment. So you don't see anything from the Kubuntu. Just it's basically for a normal user who used KDE Plasma, he will be thinking like it's just KDE Neon. So you don't get any bloatware or anything. So it's a completely like a KDE Neon itself. So you get the latest version of the all those things like a desktop environment, same like the KDE Neon, and you don't get any bloatwares or anything like that. So I wish we had like a older version like a 5.27 or like that, because the 6. Version has some lag or anything like that, but the 6.1.5 doesn't have any issues. But the 6.1.4 was having a lot of issues, but this version is I don't think there is any issues right now. I don't see any issues. Everything is working fine. So these are all the applications you get pre-installed in the Kubuntu. And let's go with the installer. Let's see whether we have a new installer or the same old installer. So here you should be seeing the Calamares installer 3.3.8 for Kubuntu. So I'm going to go through some information, and here you can see it's a 24.04.LTS. It says choose the language, lot of languages to select, click next. Location, choose the map, or you can choose the drop down menu. So there is nothing complicated here, everything is same. It has like a Calamares installer which you already used from past few years. The system language will be set to American English, United States. If you want to change, you can change, or else keep it like that. The numbers and date locales will be set to American English, United States. Sorry, there is like a bit of stuttering in my voice, and also I'm misspeaking a lot because I'm a bit of tired. I've been doing a lot of videos daily, so sorry for that, any mistakes in the video. Try to ignore those things, and you should be getting all the information. So here is complete information of the numbers and date locales. So I'm going to keep everything as a default. And about the power options and all those things, I kept everything as a default. I didn't change anything. So I'm going to choose my keyboard. You can choose your language of the keyboard and the variant. And if you want, you can test your keyboard, and if you want to switch your keyboard, you can switch it. Click next. Here you should be seeing the options for the installation. The first option is a full installation. All application in the normal installation and all extra third-party packages listed below. So if you choose the full installation, it's going to choose all the normal installation and also the additional third-party packages. So this is the one for the full installation. And when you go with the normal installation, web browser, utilities, office software, games and media players. So everything is unchecked here, and with the minimal you shouldn't be getting anything, only the desktop environment. Here are the additional options like download and install updates following installation. This saves time after installation and keeps your system secure. So it's always a good option to check this option. And I'm going to choose the full installation. And about the third-party packages, there is a pop-up here. So it says note, Ubuntu and flavours are not responsible for third-party software installed from the list. So you need to read everything before choosing this option. Click next. Here if you need to have like a partitions here. So if you don't know what you're doing here, it's better to watch some tutorials in the YouTube. There are like a short videos in the YouTube available just for the installation. So if you ask me, I didn't make a video of just the specific installation tutorials in my whole channel because I made like a 3000 videos. I never made a specific installation tutorial videos, so that's the reason I'm recommending to you to watch some other channels, like watch like a 2 or 3 minutes videos, because my videos will be a way lengthy, because like a 30 minutes 35 minutes, because I'll be covering everything in that video, like a features, backgrounds, desktop features, everything. So that's the reason my videos will be way lengthy. I don't really recommend to watch my videos just for the installations. I have a videos of installations, but I really don't remember in which video I made an installation on the bare metal or in the virtual disk. So that's the reason I'm recommending just watch like a 2 or 3 minutes videos, like watch 1 or 2 videos and you should be good with the installation. So everything is same in every operating system, just this installation or the partition thing. You need to just watch this thing and you should be good with the installation if you're a normal user or a new beginner or a Linux comer. So first choose your installation drive or the installation partition or whatever, wherever you want to install, you need to choose here. So if you have like a multiple drives, you need to choose the specific drive where you want to install. So the first option is like a erase disk. So choose your drive first, and if you want to use it as a single boot or if you want to install it as a single boot, you can choose this option. So Kubuntu will be installed in this specific drive, and it's going to delete everything, whether you have like a operating system, for example like a Windows 11, photos, media files, whatever it's available in that specific drive chosen, it's going to delete everything and it's going to just install Kubuntu 24.10 as a single operating system. So that's the meaning of erase disk, and here are the options. And next option is a manual partitioning. So before choosing this option, you need to create a partition in that specific drive, and you can choose the partition here, and you can install in that specific partition as a Kubuntu. And you should be seeing 2 operating systems in the boot menu. One will be the current operating system and the another will be the Kubuntu 24.10. So again, when you going with the dual boot or dual operating systems, always get some information, because there was some issues recently about the dual boot. So you get all the information and try to install if you want as a dual boot. So don't blindly just watch someone's video and try to install anything, because you need to do your own research. Don't blindly watch someone's videos, whether it's me or someone. Never watch someone's video blindly and try to install. Always do your own research and get all the information. If you are only satisfied, then go with the installation, or else there are a lot of Linux distros available in the Linux market. You can choose whatever the operating system or whatever the Linux distro you want. So here is the encrypt system option in the erase disk. So you need to provide the password in both the boxes, which should be same. If you don't want, just uncheck it. And the current drive will be like this. After installation, it will be like this. And here is the bootloader location. 3 options is available, and the master boot record of the specific drive will be changed. In my case, it says as a virtual box. Sometimes it will be VMware, sometimes it will be your hard disk. So let's click on next, and here is everything same again. What is your name? You need to create a user account. So I'm going to choose to type in like a 9to5 Linux. And what name do you want to use to log in? I'm going to choose the Runboxing. But when you choose the numericals first, it says your username must start with a lowercase letter or an underscore. So I'm going to type in the alphabets, like a Runboxing. So you should be seeing a tick mark beside the boxes. If you're doing everything right, you should be seeing a tick mark. If anything is wrong, you should be seeing into mark. So choose a password to keep your account safe. Provide the password. So always give a strong password. And also save your password in the note-taking apps in the phone. So even if you forgot, you can easily open the note-taking app and you can type in the password. Log in automatically without asking for the password. I'm going to choose that option. So here is the summary of whatever you chose in the previous installation steps will be right here. So if anything is wrong, just go back and fix those things. And about the install, when you click on install, it's going to take like 20 to 25 minutes. If you have like a low-end PC, it should take more, and if you have like a high-end PC or the recommended requirements, it should take more or less like maybe 15 minutes or 10 minutes like that. So it's clearly depends on your PC, and also it depends whether the ISO file is stable or unstable. When it's unstable, like for example beta version or unstable RC or like a development pre-release, all those ISO files sometimes has some bugs or issues. So sometimes the installation may fail, sometimes the app may crash, sometimes it's going to frozen completely on the screen, sometimes the blank screen. So this will be the issues when you download the unstable versions. So if you're a normal user, always go with the stable ISO files, but if you're a distro hopper or a Linux tester, you can try the better beta version or unstable version, because you are trying it, you will be trying in the VirtualBox or VMware, so you can easily delete the virtual disk and you can create a partition again or create a virtual disk again. So that was the installation. So let's go to the terminal. Let me open the console and let me type in some commands to get some information. So it's consuming like a 1.6 GB of RAM, almost like maybe I'm going to see the uptime now, and we are going to say, so CPU is pretty much unstable, but it's still on the good side. So it's under 20-25%. So let me type in neofetch. So neofetch is not installed, so I'm going to copy the command and I'm going to install it. Hit enter. So I need to update some packages, so I'm going to update all those things and I'm going to continue. So we are back. I installed everything. So let me type in neofetch. Hit enter. So here you should be seeing Ubuntu Oracular Oriole development branch, running it on the VirtualBox 1.2, kernel version which I already mentioned 6.11. Uptime is almost 30 minutes. So this is how it's performing after like a 30 minutes of using completely without non-stop. Packages 2380 dpkg 14 snap, shell bash version 5.2.32. The monitor resolution 1920x1080, KDE plasma version 6.1.5. The themes, icons and the terminal, my CPU which is i5 1240p, RAM 1740, so it's a 2 GB. So let me type in inxi -sv8. So we should be getting all the information by this command. So let's go up and go through all the important information. Host, it says as a Kubuntu, kernel version already mentioned 64-bit. Compiler GCC version is 14.2.0, so I think this is the latest version. Desktop environment already mentioned. Frameworks version 6.5.0. Distro Kubuntu 24.10 Oracular Oriole based on Ubuntu. This is the VirtualBox information, battery information, RAM. Here is CPU. So I already mentioned like 2-3 times, so I'm not going to go through all those things. Here is the vulnerabilities. So it's clearly unnecessary. So let's go with the graphics information. Here is complete graphics information. VMWGFX version is 2.20.0.0. And what else we have? The display X11, server Xorg 21.1.13 with XVLAN version 24.1.2. And what else we have here? So we got all the information. Here is the monitor resolutions or the available monitor resolutions. EGL version is 1.5. OpenGL version is 4.5. Mesa version is 24.2.2. And GLX version is 1.4. So Vulkan version 1.3.283. LLVM pipe version 18.1.8, and here is the complete audio information. Here is the ELSA Pipewire version 1.2.3. So this is network, Bluetooth, drives, unmounted, swap, USB, sensors, repos, process. So it's unnecessary for the video, so I'm just going to skip that. Process running right now 195, uptime 31 minutes. And what else we have here? Init systemd version 256 and shell bash version, which I already mentioned. INXI version is 3.3.35. So let me type in cat /etc/issue. So it says Ubuntu Oracular Oriole. So we got all the information. If you want Desktop, you can install the Desktop also. So I didn't install the Desktop, so you can install by copying the command, which is sudo apt install Desktop. So we got all the information. So let's check some desktop features. So same thing because of KDE Plasma, nothing changed here. So if you want some information of the 6.1.5, you can directly go to the kde.org website and get all the information. So here is the clipboard, keyboard and all those other things. And I don't think there is left here, and I can't do a stress test because there are no such applications like which consumes a lot of resources. Usually a stress test in my channel is like opening a bunch of applications which consume a lot of resources to see whether the distro will handle day-to-day tasks and also how much of resource it's going to consume. But I'm going to do a test by opening a few applications which are really available right here. Like I already opened 3 applications. So we don't have like a game blender or anything like that. So whatever is available in the applications, we are going to open and see, like a LibreOffice and all those things. So as you can see, there is like a minor lag. So it should be maybe because of the VirtualBox or maybe because of the ISO file. I don't really know. Lubuntu was working properly, but Kubuntu is having some minor issues, but it should be a bit different in the bare metal. So if you are using in the bare metal, it should be way better. So I already opened the LibreOffice, I guess. So let me open LibreOffice. So we opened like a few applications because a normal user will be opening like a 4 or 5 applications at once because he will be using internet browser, maybe sometimes photo editing and also like a document viewer and like this. So it's like a casual test to see how it performs. So just for few applications, it's consuming like a 3 GB of RAM. CPU is pretty much under like a 30-40%. So in the bare metal, it should be consuming like a 2.4 GB or 2.5 GB. So there will be some difference in the bare metal, but you don't see like a 1.5-2 GB of difference. You should be seeing just like a 600 MB maximum difference in the bare metal and when compared to the VirtualBox or the virtual machines. So applications, these are all the applications running right now. Under the history, here is a high graph because we opened all the applications at once, so that's the reason. But if all the applications are opened, so there is literally nothing, then the stable graph, you should be seeing the stable graph here. And about the process, these are all the process running right now. Let's go to the overview. So this is how it is performing in my virtual machine. So all applications, so you don't get any bloatware, so that's a good thing. And about the stable release, I already mentioned it's going to be released on October 10th, and you should be having like a 9 months of support. So it's clearly up to you to decide whether to use this version or maybe the LTS version. So you get the LibreOffice 24.8, which is the latest LibreOffice version. And let's check the Thunderbird, whether you're getting a Supernova or the Nebula. So you're getting the latest Nebula version, which is 128. Let's close it. So you get the latest applications in the 24.10 version. About the Kate 24.08, it's also the latest version. Here is our Discover. About the file manager, you should be also getting the same version 24. Let's check it. 24.08.1. So about the things in the file manager, I'm not going to go through all those things because you already know how to customize, how to change all those things. So it will be waste of time also. And about the browser 130, which is also the latest. So you get the latest applications or updated applications in this version, but you just get the 9 months of support. So you need to understand those things. If you are using for temporary, you can use it for like a 9 months, but if you want for a long-term support, it's better to go with the 24.04. And about the updates, there is literally no updates. Let me refresh it. And about the installed, these are all the installed things. And about the settings, I kept everything as a default. So fetching updates, you shouldn't be seeing any updates because the ISO file is released today, like a few hours ago. So I don't think there will be any updates, so it's clearly up to date. So I think I'm going to end the video here because I showed everything. There is literally nothing left in the Kubuntu video. So this is how it performed throughout the video. So you decide whether to use this Linux distro or not. I'm not going to say anything in any of my videos because it's clearly up to you to decide. It's your PC, you need to decide whether to use this or not. Try it on your own and decide. Don't judge blindly by watching videos. Try it on your own. Try it in the like a live boot or in the virtual machines. If it satisfied your requirements, then go with it surely. Or else you can just skip those Linux distros and get another one because there are a lot of Linux distros available. So this is how it performed in the virtual box. So these are all the resources running. So I'm going to show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. So there is no passwords or anything, it automatically logs you in. And about the backgrounds, I forgot to show you the backgrounds. So let me show you the backgrounds. You don't see any new backgrounds or any changes in the settings, but I'm going to show you somehow. I don't want to miss anything, so you can decide on those things. So there are some wallpapers here, 24.0. So this is from 24.0 version. And about the 24.10, you don't see anything here. But if you see any changes, do let me know in the comment section because my main operating system is not a Kubuntu. So that's the reason I literally don't remember anything. And also I'll be posting like a 2 videos daily. It's pretty much very hard to remember anything. So these are all the wallpapers you get in this version. So if you see any changes, do let me know in the comment section. It will help me and also others. So I'm going to choose this wallpaper. And about the settings, you already seen in every KDE Plasma version of 6.1. So everything is same, like a game controller, graphics tablet, Bluetooth. Here is the activities, window management. So there are some minor hiccups here and there, so that's okay. It's a virtual machine and also the ISO file is also beta. So I'm just going to ignore that. So if you want to try it, you can try it. Again, if you're a normal user, always wait for the stable ISO file. Don't just ruin your PC. If you already have a good running Linux distro and also it has support, then never change it. If you already have like a stable Linux distro, don't try to ruin it by going with some fancy things or latest things. You can just update the applications and you get all the updated things in your PC also. So this is how it performed. Thanks for watching. Peace out.